Welcome to the A F.o.O.L Podcast. This is episode number 64. Today I really wasn't feeling that hungry, so I just ate a kid's meal at McDonald's. Man, that mom was mad.
What's up, guys? Mardigrasman23 here, and it is episode 64. We are approaching 67.
Yes, we are.
I'm Mardigrasman23, aka Earl. This is Joey. Joey, that way.
Yeah.
That's BrickTrains. This is his channel. And that down below is Jabbo, who apparently knows how to freeze things.
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze.
Oh, so how's it going, everybody? Everybody's out of the freeze now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
For the most part. Yeah.
Back to normal weather, cold nights.
It actually got into 50 degrees today.
Yeah.
So
We got 50.
Today we got up to 69.
Show off.
Oh, wow.
Show off.
And it's after you have I know a lot of our viewers live where it actually gets cold all the time.
Right. Yes.
but it's like when you get down to single digits and then a couple of days later it's 50, it feels like it's like summertime almost.
Right.
Yeah. I was ready to break the shorts out as I was leaving today from work. I was like, oh, wow, this is super nice. But yeah, we ended up, I don't know, negative something. And we ended up ultimately with about 6 inches of snow over 2 events. So no big deal. Well, it wasn't for me, but some people it was a big deal. So I see the default. Actually, this wouldn't be too bad. The 270 parts pack, because I just did some parts pack things.
Yeah, I've got a question.
You got a question?
Low. Well, way down low, I've got something kind of referring to that, but we'll wait till we get to it.
Okay. Well, so did my video already drop about the parts pack that I got from Dad Bod?
Yeah. I watched that.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching. So yeah, this is 270, which I'm gonna turn the box over, is these little motorcycle guys. All right. So this is a European box, and it flips and flops open. So it's got a flap on the top. And the motorcycles are loose in there in this one. These little bitty motorcycles.
HO scale motorcycles.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I forget those count as minifigures, huh?
Yeah, probably.
Mini figures.
Mini figures.
One of them even has a sidecar.
Yeah, so this one is the slide out. These boxes have names, and I can never pronounce the names.
I like that box. The slide out.
Matchbox.
Oh, they have a little place to put the motorcycles?
They're glued.
What?
To this little piece of cardboard. And that's apparently how they came.
Oh, so this is new sealed in box.
Well, I guess
that's new glued in box.
New glued in box, yeah.
So is that your picture, Joey, on Brickset?
Probably. I didn't even look.
It looks like it.
I'm just amazed, Dadbot, he's able to sell this stuff.
Well, that's a good question. I was going to ask you, are you buying some of this stuff from him?
Well, he's getting another lot, and I sent him a list of things I want to buy.
So should we start comparing lot or lists? Because I got a list into him too. He sent me a bunch of pictures.
Well, does your list involve brown boxed items?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
oh boy.
You know what? Okay, this is a call out to Dad Bod. Yeah, he's got us both on the hook now.
Yeah.
So
by the time he sees this, though, it'll probably be en route to you guys.
He has got. Let's just talk about what he's got. A couple brown boxes that are pretty interesting, and I know the one you're going to want's the town plan.
I didn't even know that was in the lot.
Dang it, Joey!
Dang it, Joey!
No, so he has. Oh, I haven't had time to research it. He has a sealed brown box from 1988 Lego Club.
Oh, I think we figured out what it is.
I got to do research and try to figure out what it is. I was in the Lego Club around that time. I was probably like everybody else. I probably threw away any boxes that came. But 1988 is the date on it.
Right. I saw that one.
It's a sealed box. It's like a haul 35 years almost into making.
I told him, I said, I'll concede on that one for dang sure. I told him, I said, I want to do a video of it, but then I got to thinking, I was like, has he not talked to Jabble? Because you would want to do a video on that too.
But here's the thing. I don't know if you should you open it?
I think I know what it is.
Oh, you do? You so
based on what I was talking to him, and look, I'm trying to find it because I had the Lego Club magazine from '88. Mm-hmm. He says that the guy told him that when you rattle the box, it sounds like one piece.
Oh,
and
okay.
Is it
a keychain? Is it a keychain?
It's a space. It's Benny from way back then.
It's a blue spaceman keychain.
That was the offer in 1988 in one of the magazines. Was the blue?
That's probably what it is.
Yeah. So we've just blown it for both our channels.
Oh my goodness!
How big is this box?
It's not very big.
It's not real big. It's overkill for a keychain.
Yeah. It is.
I thought it would be like a small build, like a.
Well, there's so many little cars that it could be. And I guess it's a possibility. Let me see if I can find the picture.
Well, if it was a car, there'd be a little bit of a rattle.
I would think so. Yeah, the parts would be rattling. This is.
Why isn't the keychain rattling on it then?
Well, they probably just threw it in the box.
It could be in,
and that's why it doesn't rattle. I should say. I'm sorry.
Well, it could be in a bag too. We don't know, right? He don't know because he doesn't have it. Here, I'm going to present the box. That's the box you're talking about, right?
Oh, you got a good image of it. Don't dox anybody.
So the deal about that is,
I didn't think about that. I'm not.
Well, that's just the return address to Lego Club right there.
Yes, you could open that because technically it's a. But if you opened it, how would you prove that what you had?
That's why you got to do the video.
Yeah, and how would you prove that it's? I mean, would it be? Is it more valuable with a sealed shipping box?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
See, here's where we're getting the 1988 because on the side of it, it's 1988. It's also coming from Enfield. And
a lot of times the copyrights are the previous year.
I was about to say, what if it's 1989, but it's
I haven't gone through 89s yet. It could very well be 89s. Okay,
I hate that label. I used to put that on all the small sets.
Right. Hang on. Let me see if I can find the box. I thought. Oh, let's see. It's going to be up in here. And let's do there.
Oh,
see that box there?
Yeah, I didn't realize that box went.
It's a 725.
725. Okay. It's a brown box 725. So that would have been one you would have bought online.
You would have bought online, but I think
online.
I don't understand.
Is that sealed
on a telephone line?
On a telephone line, yeah, with a stamp, no less. You would have to put a stamp on an envelope to send your check in. No cash. I think the whole set's in there. I think the colored box is in there too. Because
is it sealed? But I don't know.
No, it's not sealed. But I don't think there was a brown box version of that 725.
Oh, so you think the actual box is in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is.
What about this wooden box?
That's a European box. I'm pretty sure.
Is the lid upside down?
I think so.
Or is it missing?
Well, yeah, it's either missing or it's upside down. Let me see if I can go to the next.
Sometimes there's two panels that go in there.
I thought I had. Yeah, here's a picture of the side of that box. See, it's the system and spiel.
Yeah, I had that box, and it has a road plan, but I usually turn it like that, upside down.
Right.
I wish he had the Village set. I have those two. There's another one that's 380, the Village.
380.
I think it's 380.
He has several sets in here that are pretty cool.
I want that this gear school set.
Yeah.
He has two of them.
Well, the 322s?
Yeah, I don't have those. That I have the school set there, but I don't have the educational gear set.
Oh, see, I have a 322, but I don't have a 321.
Okay, so yeah, I won't be fighting you. I'm pretty sure I got the 321. But you see the side, you see on the side, those that's definitely Goodwill pricing.
Oh, the 795.
Yeah, that's Goodwill. That's the way Goodwill does their prices.
So this guy probably bought this back from, I wonder what this box is back here.
It's hard to tell.
I don't know if the other picture
622005. It's a master builder set.
Yeah, it's a discovery set. Isn't that right? 005 is a discovery set.
Oh, is it discovery set?
Is it? I don't know. I might be wrong. I have to flip back to the other thing and look it up. I can do that. Y'all can watch me do it.
Wait, you've already put a picture of the cyclist on the...
I put a... I've had that.
Wait, go back to that page a minute. Okay,
hang on. Yeah, there it is. 005.
Discovery set. Oh, you're right.
Which page?
Master Builder is 4.
This one?
Yeah, the train set. I need to do mine. Passenger train. See that?
Oh, the 2700?
2705.
2705, yeah. Well, here,
what do I have? Box.
Yeah, shoot me a picture. I'll upload it.
I know the box is actually in better shape than mine in that picture. It just didn't have the pieces in it.
Hang on, let me look at. He may be request. No, yeah, it's just
While we're talking about boxes,
let's
talk about that insert you had.
Yes.
You think that's a big deal?
I just don't know why. How many sets had that, and I don't know why I never noticed it before that it was the logo.
I don't. Well, hang on, let me go get it so I can show everybody.
Most sets I remember like that, you would slide the tray out, and there was nothing on that tray. I mean, not that I had a lot of them when I was that old.
No,
I saw a lot of them. You would flip the window open, and it had the clear plastic over it. And I probably had 2 or 3 sets that were like that. And when you got them home, you'd slide that out, but there was no cover on that tray that slid out. I had the castle. I had what I have. I had 2 or 3 sets like that. You flip it open. Does that? Yeah, and you would it, but it didn't have a cover over that slide out.
That plastic insert. So it doesn't have a cover, does it? Or it does.
Yeah,
that's the space logo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just.
So yeah, the pieces were. That's the inside.
Oh, look at that! Yeah, the tray is shaped like that. I didn't realize that.
The tray and the lid.
Okay, so let's look 6971 on Brick Set and see if they have a picture of the box. 6971 Intergalactic. Yeah, they ain't gonna have a picture of.
They don't make boxes like they used to.
No, yeah. And I'm guessing Bricklink doesn't have one either. Of the box, original box. Have an extra picture. Nope. Oh, wait. Hang on. Let me share. I found corroborating evidence. Share screen. Share that screen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
but they don't have the top piece.
Mm-hmm.
What set is that?
69. Oh,
6971. 6971. So here's somebody else has a. Oh, the poor kid's got a beard.
And they drew on the box. That's Jason from the Brick Show.
Is that what?
As a kid.
As a kid. Yeah. So here it is. There it is. That's the same. That's the same insert. So yeah, I am really excited. This purchase is getting better and better. When I opened that and saw it, I was like, wow, this is kind of cool.
You have that set, don't you?
I do, yes. And now I'm going to do another video, marrying the pieces and the instructions with this box. He was concerned the box is kind of rough because it is missing the end, which I did a video. Go see the video. I might even not put a link in. I'm gonna do like.
Oh yeah, it's missing completely one side there.
Yeah, but that's all right because even once you get it and you're gonna display it, I'm gonna just I'll display it like that. So, but I might display it with it open now that this plastic insert is fairly unique. I bet me moving around has really made my audio.
I wonder how many sets that. I mean, we would never know unless you come across boxes.
Is this the only space set that had that? Is there another one? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Who knows? That's. Yeah. Who knows?
So.
Okay, stop screen.
Well, there's one listed on eBay from Japan for sealed for $4,500. Let's see what. Oh, look at it! It's actually got a blue tray.
Yeah, I've seen some of the overseas blue trays before.
It's the same, but instead of clear, it's blue, and it's got the
45. Oh man. Here we all are looking at eBay again on the A F.o.O.L Podcast.
Yeah. Why do we care about boxes when I throw away so many boxes these days?
Yeah, no.
There's one for $350. It looks like it has some of the tray in there. Let me share that screen too.
It does. It's got the whole tray, but the box is. I mean, the box is not horrendous.
See that's a different tray.
No, right? I don't think so. I
don't. The kid doesn't have a beard.
The kid doesn't have a beard. No, that's the same tray. Yeah. Huh. Ha 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 ha.
Interesting.
Yes.
Just. Yeah.
So back to the fact that Dadbot is sending us both pictures, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's actually. You got to think he's giving you guys first dibs on it before he.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I'm not mad. And who knows? The first time it was several months ago that he sent me some pictures of. He sent me some stuff about Samsonite, asking me questions when it was and where it was, and then we ended up talking and I ended up buying some stuff a few months later. I had plenty of things going on in my life. Buying Lego Samsonite was not on the list.
Yeah.
But this time, while we were talking about the last stuff, he sent this. He said, "I'm working a deal for this stuff," and I was like, "Okay, well, I'm always up for sending me pictures." So he sent me some pictures, and I'm like, "Man, there's a few things in there I do kind of want to." That town plan, that's another one of those at least one of us needs to get, and I'm not going to fight you over it either. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I can afford it.
Well, yeah, he hasn't.
I mean, he shouldn't sell. I mean,
no,
I appreciate him offering them to us at good deals, but he's
got to make money.
I feel guilty sometimes. And it's like some of this, like some of the stuff he's asked me pricing that, especially items that you can't find a comparable one for sale recently.
Right.
And I give him my best ballpark idea, what I would think, like either if I was buying it or compared to what others have sold for, like if it was a set with the box, but you don't see anybody selling it with the box.
Right. Right.
Yeah. I look at other things that are similar.
And giving people prices is tough because, especially if it's an item that I want.
Yes. Right? Well, and the good thing is, like the pictures he sent me, I have a lot of those things.
Yes.
So if this was like 20 years ago, I'd be like, I want that, and that. But now it's like, okay, I just look for the things I don't have, or things that have a box. I don't have the box.
There you go. Yes. And I'm kind of the same way. As I looked through it, I'd say most of the things that I would be really interested in, I already own. And then a lot of it is not stuff that I'm not necessarily interested in, but it's not stuff that I'm actively hunting down. Now, in a couple of years, that may be one of those things like, man, I wish I had bought that when I did. Now the Samsonite stuff, and this is just going to segue in because somebody in the show notes asked, rabbit hole collecting. And
yeah, that's me.
why do I collect Samsonite?
Well, yeah, it's just how do you go? How did you start going down the rabbit hole of Samsonite? Jabbo, how did you start going down the rabbit hole of fire chief cars or garbage trucks? Or what made you decide, I'm going to try to, I guess the garbage trucks might be a little bit easier to complete, but the Samsonite, I mean.
So in my case, with the Samsonite, it was one of these things that when I kind of discovered that whole deal with the Samsonite, it was kind of like they sold and made Lego in the United States, or they made and sold Lego in the United States. So then it kind of became interesting. Well, what is, then, when I realized that there's a lot of this stuff out there that is not catalog, because at the time BrickTsar didn't even go back that far, right? So the only information I had was Gary Eistock's book, and I don't know, it's like M&Ms. Once I got started on those boxes, the little parts boxes, I just couldn't stop. And since there was such a small amount of information, I don't think a lot of people were really collecting them. And I was able to snap up a lot of them fairly cheap. I bought off of eBay several lots that had like 20 or 30 of them in at a time, and get them. And then I learned, okay, FAO Schwartz sent stuff in colored boxes, but Sears sold it in a plain brown box, which is the one that me and you were talking about, that town plan, the 725. Is there a colored box in there? Did that come from Schwartz, or was that a later something that came from if it's just a plain brown box, then did it come from Sears or whatever, So it's just I even started collecting the Sears catalogs and the JCPenney catalogs to find them in there, because on this Sears boxes, it's not Lego's number that's on there, it's Sears's numbers on there. So you see that 01 dash whatever number, that's the catalog number. And it's like, oh, that's easy to match up then, because Sears didn't put in there, like 005. They didn't put that in the catalog. They put 01 dash something, something, something. Actually, I think the Discovery said the 005 was a Schwartz exclusive, FAO Schwartz exclusive. So.
Well, for me with the Samsonite, I also started collecting it long before YouTube. I'm not as into it as much as you are, like getting all the Canadian stuff,
right.
But I was not aware of Lego, that era of Lego, for the longest time, because I was a kid. Samsonite was already gone, and you didn't have the internet. And then when you start discovering, they made these other sets, and then it's just a handful of sets. And then I would discover, I give you an example. When I discovered the jumbo bricks, they were super expensive. I was buying them up. I'm like, okay, I can get this bulk lot of them for like $50 and then after this has been almost 20 years of this, I'm like, oh, they're pretty abundant, but they were super rare at the beginning. It's the same thing with the Samsonite sets. I was like, I was buying up the Samsonite era sets, and there's still a bunch of them for sale.
There's certain ones.
Sets.
Yeah, there's certain.
Even the town plan set, the 725 town plan, yes, it's hard to find one complete. And yes, even if you found one complete, how many different versions of it were there? But you can always find somebody selling the box.
Right.
And I remember, I don't know how long ago it was, if it was after YouTube, I started doing YouTube, or before, but I remember asking Hugh, I sent a message to BrickTsar. I'm like, why is there nothing before 1965?
Right.
And he said he didn't want to get in. It's too complicated. And now we understand why it's so complicated, because we are actively looking for this stuff, and we still find stuff we've never seen before.
Right. Right. Those little salesman samples that I found, those were, and to this day, I don't even think BrickTsar's I think I stuck them on BrickTsar. But yeah, there's all the time we're finding stuff. There was there's something I saw the other day, and I'm like, I gotta hunt it down. I tell you one that you do not see a lot of, and that's 7100. That's the Samsonite wooden box education set. And for years, it was the biggest Lego set for a long time. I think up till the Millennium Falcon or something.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody, I thought it was really funny. It's like, you know, Millennium Falcon, the biggest set ever or whatever. And I'm sitting there like, nah, I'm not sure. I think that education set had a few more pieces, but it was, that's one that I think is, you don't see very many of those.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the other thing that keeps me dry, and the more I've learned and the more I've collected the Samsonite stuff, I think the thing that really keeps me going is the fact that Lego just will not acknowledge the existence of Samsonite. Will not do it. It is a black eye to them. And I get why, but it just, so to me, it's almost funny.
Yeah, it is.
So you're saying there's no Samsonite sets in the vault?
None. I never seen any. That first section, the one that Jabba wants everybody to go in inventory, I would love to go. I would love a picture. Somebody took a picture, video of that. I bet you there ain't a single Samsonite set in there. Nowhere. You don't even hear him talk about Samsonite Canada, which was supposedly, you know, I mean, they went almost to the 80s making stuff that was still branded Samsonite Canada, you know, Lego, but it was very strict Lego branding by then. They had regained complete control over the brand by then. But,
so if Lego wants everybody to forget Lego Samsonite, then it's all the more reason for us to keep talking about it.
It's not. I drug out all my Brick Kicks magazine here trying to find the back of it. It's not in this new book that nobody can get unless they already bought one.
Oh, there's no Samsonite in there?
None. No mention.
We should make a book called The Secret
Life of a Brick. Yeah. They don't even mention cellulose acetate in this book.
Oh. And now that's not just a Samsonite thing.
No. They go all the way back at the beginning and they talk about in the beginning, it's always been made ABS or something to that effect. Oh, I was like, no, you guys made it out of cellulose acetate. And I guess the thing is it's not that this is a whitewash book, because it's not. This is, by the way, this is The Secret Life of the Lego Brick, which was a U-bound special edition Lego acknowledged approved book. This guy that wrote it is the Blocks magazine. He's an editor for Blocks magazine or something. And he interviewed like 60 different past and present employees of Lego, people like the Lego master, Jamie Bernard, and then people that I recognize their name that were past. So, I mean, it's a good book, but they talk about the big purge of 2000 of the parts, but they don't talk about they purged a bunch of employees.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember where I read it. I don't know if it was in an old Brick journal or it's something I read on the internet. I can't remember where it was, but there was an interview of somebody who was a Lego designer through some of these early days, like the 70s and the 80s. And there were only a handful of designers at best, I think. Like these little tiny sets that look like they took an afternoon to design.
Right, yeah.
And I just wish I could find that article where it was. Or maybe I dreamed it.
No, you may have seen that on one of the Lego documentaries. There's the one on Netflix, The Toys That Made Us, and there's one, I can't remember what the name of it, but Jason Bateman, kind of like he's like the voice of it, you know.
Yeah. No, and
I think in one of the other, they talk to one of the designers, and he talks about what you're talking about. He talks about like trying to do a boat and going in the sink in the bathroom to see if it'll float.
Yeah. Well, I would if one of these books, if they ever make a paperback version, I would recommend it. It's a good book.
I don't know why they don't want to sell it to people.
Is it is it all text, or does it have a bunch of pictures, or does it have a few pictures?
It has a few pictures. Probably
because if it doesn't have pictures, that's like okay. All right. I was gonna say without pictures, that's like an encyclopedia.
How did you know about it? Was it a BrickTsar article? Wait a minute.
I don't.
Whoa. That's not my picture, is it?
You know, it's funny. I look for BrickTsars everywhere just to make sure. I don't know. Is it? How
Who published this? Who was the actual publisher of it?
U-Bound.
Okay.
He doesn't list you in the credits.
Okay.
There's just pages and pages of credits.
Didn't you send a set to somebody so they could take pictures of it and they sent it back to you?
No, I sent. They asked me for pictures.
Okay, you sent them pictures. Okay.
Yeah. It was when I was in my hiatus in 2015. I think I wasn't even filming videos and everything was in disarray. So I had to set something up. I actually inventoried it, cleaned it, and got the list of the pictures that they wanted and sent it to them for that book. What? Oregon Ninjas?
Dragon Ninjas.
Oh,
Dragon Ninjas.
I got blurry on my end.
Sorry.
Dragon Ninjas.
That is a pre-concept of Ninjago.
Oh.
So there's pictures like that. There's
Anyway, like I'm gonna have to mail this book to you guys. That you can't buy. Why do you make a book that nobody can buy?
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm gonna end up having to mail that book to you guys so we can talk about some of the stuff in there because there's some stuff in there that's pretty cool. So
yeah.
Okay.
I didn't explain the Fire Chief car collection.
Oh yeah. Or the garbage truck collection,
and those things just come from collecting. And then you when I'm inventorying stuff, and as you know, over the years, as I learn about the history of Lego and sets that they've made, I look up the set name, and the set's called Fire Chief Car. And then you look, and this other set is called Fire Chief Car. And then I get another set, and it's called Fire Chief Car. And I'm like, how many of these do they make? And then you start going, so yeah, you end up going down the rabbit hole. And I was like, well, I might as well start collecting these.
Right.
And the garbage truck, that was just kind of, I always wanted to ride on the back of a garbage truck. And they didn't have a lot of garbage trucks, but now they do.
Now you can't even ride on the back of a garbage truck anymore.
I was the other day, I'm on a 4-lane highway with a divided highway, and there's a garbage truck. It's one of these where the guy doesn't even have to get out of the truck.
Right.
His arm that picks up the things.
Right.
He did it. And so I'm about to pass him, and I see a chair. He just throws that chair, and it landed in my lane. I was like, man, if it had been 1 second more, it landed right on top of my truck.
Wow. Oh, wow.
I hope that was the company truck.
It was. I avoided it. AT&T would be very proud of me. I avoided an accident because I was aware of what was going on in front of me. Other people would have been just like, I'm going to try to pass this garbage truck. But I saw what he was doing, and I saw the garbage as he was lifting the arm. I said, that lid's not closed. And then, yeah.
Did you fill out a near miss card, though, and turn it in?
No, I didn't. Oh, my goodness. What did we learn today?
I just hope my safety lady at work is watching, because she threatened to watch my channel. So I was like, oh.
Did she?
She did. Yeah, threatened. Yeah.
Oh.
So, where are we at in the?
So let's see. The quality, you said it's not great. You showed us that before we started.
Yeah.
Right? Talking about the book.
Right. So I did find an EPUB reader, because they did send me an EPUB file. And I found an EPUB reader that allowed me to listen to the book, which was kind of helpful when I was doing other things. But it also allowed me to read it on my breaks at work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the safety lady's watching.
That's the safety lady. She's not watching, trust me. But one of these little stories that's in here that I thought was really interesting is we talk about the minifigures and why did they make the armless minifigures? So the Salt Pillar and the Stage Extra. And they mentioned a book, that was what they were called. And I guess he calls them Salt Pillar all the time, which is, that's a Lot's wife reference. The Stage Extras would be like
the Stage Extra figures were called Salt Pillars.
They were also called Salt Pillars. Because of Lot's
Why are we only
wife.
learning these things 50 years after the fact?
I don't know. But they had, according to the book, they wanted arms, right?
Mm-hmm.
They, that's their whole thing was to try to, but they couldn't. The machines, they didn't, even though the machines were available to do, they didn't own them, and they didn't have the expertise to run them and stuff. So they went with these figures to just test the concept, and apparently they went over well. Goody for us, because now we have the minifigures. So
so they made the maxi figures
before,
but they were bigger. So I guess that process, and those break real fairly easily.
Let me see if I can find the picture in here.
Well, as a kid of that era, I just always remember sitting there. Wouldn't it be nice if these arms were not in their pocket? Although they're very realistic. That's me at work. Hands in my pocket.
Hands in your pocket.
Yeah.
Whoops. It's supposed to be the
family tree.
Yeah, basically. So it starts with the maxi figures, goes to Salt Pillar up the one side, and then the minifigs, just that one branch. But then look at all the other minifigs or figures that have been around.
So
I see the Duplo finger puppet.
The finger puppets. Yeah.
Why do they always leave off the H.O. scale figures? Is that because?
That is a good question. The book really didn't talk. I mean, it did. It started at wood. But yeah, it talked about the H.O. stuff, but I don't think that was really. I bet you there was just not a lot of information for him when he was writing the book.
Yeah.
Much of it is as it is now. There's just not that much information. I'm trying to look at my show notes make sure. Yeah. So, at any rate, I think that's enough about the book. It's a cool book. What are we going to do on this? Go ahead.
So no, you probably saw today. If Jabo's been busy on call, he may have missed it. But the gift with purchase that was revealed today,
mm-hmm.
the BrickTsar cruiser.
Yeah, if you had Instagram open for any length of time.
Jabo may have missed it because I didn't see the post that the actual vintage set post, because everybody was posting the
new
I don't have that problem anymore, remember?
Yeah, you unfollowed the land.
I don't follow anybody in the land.
Oh, okay.
And not because I don't like the people, but because I don't want to see the same picture over and over again.
So there's going to be a gift with purchase 40580. It's a BrickTsar cruiser. So it's another vintage set, or what would you call it now? A retro set?
Retro set, yeah.
Wait a minute.
What is it for? What was the number?
40580.
580. That's why I couldn't find it. What do you want me to? Oh wait, let me present Jabo here. Oh wait, how do I do this? Oh,
you just kicked me out.
There you go. I kicked you out. Sorry, you're back.
He thought you were in the land.
I know it doesn't show up well. But this purchased on December 22nd. It's the model that it was based on.
Yes.
So I did know. I bought it on December 22nd, the original set, because I'm not going to be left in the dark or out in the cold.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. You're right.
I thought about getting one with the box. I got one with I think it's got part of the box.
Right.
Yeah, let me go back and look at it. Yeah, it's got a cutout from the box in the instructions. And the interesting thing about this set, the original, is it came with the trans-red wedge plates. Whereas here they just put a bunch of tiles on a plate.
Yes. So what was the original number?
6984. Oh, 6894. 6894 is the original. So I had to look at my list to make sure I didn't have it. Okay, it's on your wanted list.
Oh, Joey. Uh-oh.
There's somebody.
I knew it was on my wanted list. I just wasn't smart enough to do what he did.
Joey's on.
Yeah, I saw. I forget who posted it. I think Just Too Good or Brick Revolution posted something. I immediately went and placed an order for this set.
You're killing me. You're killing me that you thought faster than I did.
Joey's on eBay before the end of the show.
6, 8, 9,
and there's not. I mean, they're on there. There's sets for sale, but I just know the price is going to go up, and there'll be less of them for sale because I think other people will want to get them, especially with the box. Right. Somebody had the box for like $50, but I didn't want to pay $50 just for the box. And then there were other people that had with the box.
What do you think about another vintage retro set of a vintage set that they're producing.
I like it. I like the size of it. This is what I want. I don't want the $400 castle. I want the $75 or $50
Right.
Galaxy Explorer, and I'm okay, I guess, with it being a gift with purchase. Although I think these would be fine. The Forestman would have been fine. This would have been fine as a standalone purchase.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they're only doing some of these as gift with purchase. Maybe it's because they know with nostalgia we're going to go out and spend the $200 to get this.
That's what I'm thinking, is that they're thinking they're going to reel us in, and then we're going to have to buy something to get it.
Well, what's crazy is they've got to know the success that they've had with the gift with purchase versus the sales from just having an open buy. Like, was the Galaxy Explorer all over because they made too many?
I still think they made too many.
Yeah, I think they overestimated the demand.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has a lot to do with the amount of sets that are available. I mean, if you're buying a set for your kid and you go on the aisle, you're probably looking for Star Wars, Harry Potter, Ninjago, maybe Jurassic Park.
And I think that a lot of parents, when they go in there with their kids, they are not going for the $75 and up sets. It's usually the smaller sets, which they do usually have plenty of a variety of $50 and under sets for sale. I don't know how many times I've been in the store and the parents like, no, it's too much. Did you? So there was a Wall Street Journal YouTube video,
right?
And it's talking about how people are investing in Lego, and it's like almost like a can't miss investment. I don't know. So the guy, I've seen him. I think he does. He probably does one of these YouTube investing channels on Lego investing channels, which I don't watch any of those. But it's funny because they were comparing it to like people who buy like wine bottles, like sealed, an unopened wine, and how once you open it, it's lost all of its value. But they compared it to that type of collecting or luxury, like I don't know, purses or something. I can't remember what it was, but I was like, then they were talking about how affordable Lego is compared to that. I'm like, yeah, if you compare it to something that's super expensive, it might seem more affordable, but it's still expensive.
It's still expensive. Yeah.
You can't just go out. I mean, these guys that are buying hundreds of sets and then sitting on them, waiting on them to go up in value. To me, it's like, that's just as big a risk because you could get over your head and buying too much.
Right. And then
have to wait.
And then it's kind of like the wine too. You don't really know what's in the bottle or in the box. Yeah. We've kind of found out, but I've never understood. Yeah. I don't know it. Yeah. Collecting for investment purposes can be so risky. And I think Lego is another one. There's not very many of those. Sorry, I'm distracted because I'm trying to find one of these.
You got to find. We know it. We know you are.
You probably bought the only good one.
A lot of times, even though I may end up paying more, if I can find it on BrickLink, even if it's from Europe, if I know what the checkout price is going to be, I go ahead and do it, because if I buy one on BrickLink, I've had even sellers in the U.S., like I could buy a set like that and they'll charge me $20 for shipping. I'm like, come on. Yeah, you can ship that for, even if you just want to do priority mail, would only be like $8.30 at the most.
Yeah, I saw something on eBay. I was actually going to buy it because it was like I don't even remember what it was, but I thought it was a pretty good price. It was like $25, and I thought it should have been like $40, something like that. But the shipping was like $39. So I asked him a question, and I said, is there any way to get that shipping cheaper? It might be able to go first class. He says, nope. He said, that's what eBay came up with. I just put in the weight. I said, you must have clicked
inflated it,
express priority or something.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
There's no way that was accurate.
That's crazy.
I think some sellers, they try to, since eBay gets a kickback on the a percentage of the shipping, they inflate the shipping.
They inflate. No, that's the handling. They inflate the handling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have found, I mean, I'm going to start using if I get to selling heavy things, I think I'll use UPS. Because now that they have that option on ShipStation, I've realized that some things you can ship UPS cheaper, and all I got to do is print the label and go drop it off somewhere.
Yeah,
yeah. That the IGA grocery store, just a few blocks or up and around the corner, or whatever, from me is a UPS drop off. So I've been noticing with ShipStation. And
you really must be in a small town to have a UPS drop in a grocery.
A UPS drop in a grocery store, yes. I do. I live in a delete tile. I mean, I live in an industrial city. There's like two giant industries. One's a refinery, and then the other's the one I work for. And they're kind of out on the outskirts. And then the town, McFadden's Bluff. It's a bluff overlooking the Ohio River. And
he faked them out.
Huh?
McFadden. He faked his bluff. We lost Earl.
We lost Earl. I wonder what happened.
McFadden's Bluff. You get it?
I get it. Yes, I bluffed. I faked him out. Yeah. But yeah, that's what it's actually Mount Vernon, but it used to be originally called McFadden's Bluff. Let's add Earl back into the stream.
I was wondering who froze, and then I realized it must have been me.
Did you overheat?
No, I don't know what happened.
So this warm front.
I said Joey must live in a small town, and everything froze on me.
Yeah, don't talk about Joey's town being small.
If you got a UPS drop in your grocery store, I mean,
yeah, it's pretty small.
That's pretty small.
Well, we already discussed that while you were frozen.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
No, you're all right.
I guess you weren't lying when you said you were an hour away from the Walmart.
I am. Yeah, it's bad. All right, so I ordered one. It's coming.
Oh, good. Did you order on eBay or BrickLink?
BrickLink.
How much was the shipping?
They got
to calculate it.
Yeah, they got to calculate it. Yeah.
Oh boy, prepare.
I know.
Where's it coming from? U.S. or?
Yeah, it's coming from Illinois. So,
okay. Well, that's that's central.
I looked at the two options. There was because I got to get the box. I'm sorry.
Okay, you found one with the box.
Well, right, but I looked for. There's only one box available. It's $40, and the guy wants a $50 minimum out of his store. So I'm not gonna go buy $10 more worth of stuff. And then I found one where, and then the next one was like $80 with the instructions. So I was like, well, this one guy's got it with the box and the parts, and it's comparable price. So I'm just buying it.
I may be regretting that I didn't buy one with a complete box later.
Well, that's always seems to be my thing when it comes to collecting these things. I'll buy we've talked about this before. You buy the parts or you buy the instructions, and then you get the parts, and then I get it, and I'm like, I really want the box. So, all right. Yeah. What about these Hulk busters off $100?
Yeah, I tell you what's interesting is I just did this. Not long ago today, before we got on, I decided to go to the to see if that Chinese New Year set with the spacemen. So it actually, the parts list is on Bricks and Pieces, but
no air tanks,
no purple helmets. So anyway, if you click under new, if you click, if you go shopping and you click under new items, I think the second item is the foosball table on clearance price.
There's a bunch of stuff on clearance.
I know. So I mean, do you think they've realized that they're hurting themselves? Because the Hulkbuster, which horrible reviews, the Black Panther, which wasn't the best of reviews, they're on clearance already.
Is it because of is it because of their bad sets, or they were overpriced?
So is the 20% off get it to what the retail should have been?
That seems still like
buy them. Yeah, I don't even want to buy the foosball at 30% off.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, the Hulkbuster. Yeah, what is it? Still $400 something.
Still $400. Yeah, it's still crazy.
Yeah.
And I really don't know what they're thinking, making so many of these high dollar items all at once, or seemingly all at once. I know they probably all didn't come out the same month or whatever. And you had two of them that were Marvel. You had the Eiffel Tower. I asked. So I went to the Lego store. Was it last week? And I asked them about the Eiffel Tower. They had it in stock, but they did sell out of their original stock.
Really? Okay.
I forgot to ask them how many they got.
How many? Yeah.
It might have been.
They said it has been selling though. To me, that's a better expensive set than these other ones.
Sure. Yes.
But it's like with the foosball, they underestimated people's interest in it, or overestimated people's interest in it because of the. It has nothing to do with soccer. I mean, foosball is table football, but it's not.
Right.
Soccer fans aren't interested in foosball. I don't think.
No, I don't. Yeah.
And then,
but that was an idea set, right? So that got to 10,000 views.
But they didn't make it what the idea was.
Yeah, I know. Right. Yeah, they made it.
And just because something gets to 10,000 doesn't mean it's going to sell.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
You know what it reminds me of? The playability on that foosball table is, did you ever get the little, when you were a kid, the little pool table that was about this big and it had that little spring action cue stick? That's what it.
I didn't have one, but one of my cousins did, and it's like, this is horrible.
I think the old stadium soccer sets are more interesting than the foosball table.
Yeah, I mean, if you're which soccer's big worldwide, or football is big worldwide. If you had somewhere to display that, you could be into collecting the different stadiums.
Yes.
I mean, if you're a true football fan, which half the world is.
Well, and wouldn't okay?
I mean, think about it like this: if they came out with football stadiums, I know I would be very interested in collecting football stadiums. I'm sure you would.
American football, you said?
Yeah, right. NFL stadiums.
I'd be more on the MLB.
If they came out with a Georgia Dome, or what is it? Your Mercedes. Since you stole our name, is it just the Mercedes-Benz Dome, or is there another name?
It's Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Yeah. So if they came out with that, you would buy it. If they came out with a Superdome, I would buy it.
But the thing is, I'm with Joey. I would buy a baseball stadium before.
Well, okay. So let's say it's MLB stadiums. Then you would.
I think you get so many regional things.
Yeah, that's good. I'm going to buy a Cardinals one, but I can guarantee you there would be Cubs fans. There'd be Cubs fans out there buying them and doing them like they do the Galaxy and throwing them down the steps. I don't understand why everybody does that. Why does everybody throw their spaceship down the steps? Sorry, it's tangent.
Because they can.
I guess it's for the views.
They try to get a reaction.
I think you're right. I think because they're regional, I think in the United States it would take. I think baseball stadiums look better than a lot of your football stadiums, but I don't know. It's my opinion.
The new ones, some of the new football stadiums are pretty
elaborate.
I would like them to do it, but I think it would be as successful as the soccer stadiums were.
You think they would sell as many?
I don't disagree, because they would only sell to us. They wouldn't sell overseas.
Yeah.
Right. Let me throw this out there. Would a series of football, baseball stadiums done in the standard architecture scale sell?
That sounds like a better idea.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that. And so I collect roller coasters. I don't know if y'all know this.
I've never noticed
that.
Really? Interesting.
And one of my favorite roller coaster manufacturers of toy roller coasters is Coaster Dynamics.
Right.
I just got a notification that they're shipping stuff I forgot I ordered. It's coming. But if you go to some of these amusement parks, like we were at Busch Gardens in November, and they have these micro scale they're static models. They don't work, but they're a static complete replica of roller coasters at Busch Gardens. They do this for a lot of parks. And I said, it's not very expensive. You have to build it, but it's a simple build, but it looks just like the roller coaster when you get done, but it's really, really small. And I think something like that with a stadium
Right.
With all those specialized small parts they have, I think, yeah, that's a great ideal, Joey.
Well, what is it? FOBO? What's the?
Oh yeah, the off-brand.
They actually do them.
Oh,
they do them.
Yeah, they're not great though.
Yeah, they're not great, but they're not Lego. But they do them. They do a lot of the stadiums. And
you said doo-doo.
There is a precedence for the smaller sets like this because they're doing it for Disney. They've released two, the Disney Castle and then the
that Mansion. Castle's available. I guess
I
might have to break down and buy that. So
well, if it's available, get it because I had to play games to get one because it came available.
It's actually available. It's available on the Disney website.
Oh, it's not on Lego.
I'm hoping
I've seen it at the store and I never bought it. Oh, it's there. What gift with purchase do they have now? Oh, you can get get this. You can get the $50. I mean, this is $40. So if I can get up to $50, you get the little parts pack.
Get the $30 parts pack.
All I gotta do is add $10 more.
The Star Wars little clone battle pack is on clearance.
Oh, is it back? It's back.
It's on clearance. So like $12.
Oh, I see. Yes. It's back ordered. That's even better.
We did it. I got Joey to spend money and I got Jabo to spend money.
And I get the free
bonus episode.
Look at that. Mini Castle. Well, it doesn't really show. We got to stop doing our phones like this.
I know. I told Joey that before we started.
But the Mini Castle, and I get the Fun and Funky VIP add-on pack. So it's like getting all these for free.
Yep. How many of those you have?
It's not really, but it's
right.
It's a $30 part out thing. So
every one of those is a $30 part out.
I think it's one of the best VIP promotions.
The spooky pack was this is the third one, right?
Yeah.
This one's got orange. No, wait. Does this one have the orange helmet in?
Yeah, this is the one you said had the orange helmet in.
I don't know if I have any though. I might have to get. I don't know.
Now they just did one with the purple helmet.
Well, yeah. So the question will be, somewhere along the line they're going to do another purple helmet set.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't want to buy what? How much? A $200 set?
Right.
I would buy them if they were on bricks and pieces. I would.
Yes, definitely.
But I'm not gonna.
That'll
sell out
quick.
But
it'll sell out quick.
Let me complete this purchase.
And the A.F.o.O.L Podcast, we spend more money.
Who made you buy? Oh, so I made you buy something.
Yes, you did.
Earl made me buy something just now. So,
hey, do that again and get the Haunted Mansion.
Oh yeah,
because they go together, Jabo. I know that's
there's going to be a whole set. I know it's not in your wheelhouse.
Jabo, I know it's not in your wheelhouse, but they go together. So if you could do it again, you could get another clone going back order and another.
Earl is working it tonight. He's working it.
Oh, so I know this is going to air in the first of the year.
Mm-hmm.
But Lego's doing their end of year sale.
Mm-hmm.
How many people found something to buy? I mean, I just bought something, but one of those things was not even on clearance.
Right.
So you mean what have we bought in the clearance section?
Yeah, because I'm looking at the clearance.
Yeah,
it's like 20% off. So now we're Amazon prices.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Offers and sale.
There was a time when I looked forward to the
so A.F.o.O.L's apartment sales. Is still available.
See, I'm thinking this end of year clearance. Look at the sets on there. A lot of them are. It's just like.
Is this an indication of what doesn't sell?
Yeah, because they're new sets. They're not like sets that are fixing to retire. They're not sets that have been out for 8 months. They're a lot of newer sets.
So I don't want to go back to the to this book, The Secret Life of Lego book again. But yeah, here's some of the stuff that's, you know, on sale. I mean, look at that, $439 for that, and that's on sale.
How many pieces is that? Is that, I mean, even though we don't like the set, is that where it should be? How many pieces is that?
It's 4,000 pieces.
So it's still probably $20 too much.
Yeah, probably. Okay, so in the book, he references. I'm not even gonna try to pretend to quote it. So I'm gonna like
paraphrase it.
Paraphrase it. Yes, thank you. It's something also that I heard Kevin Hinkle say several times. Oh, they actually mentioned Kevin Hinkle. He mentions in the book Kevin Hinkle's job. They didn't mention Kevin Hinkle. They didn't mention his title, but they said the liaison, and they talked a little bit about. They didn't mention conventions and stuff, but they definitely talked about in one of the chapters about that. At any rate, he said that his Lego is definitely trying to figure out how much we will spend and where we will stop spending the money. I think we figured it out.
Right.
Yes. He said they're always probing to see where that upper mark is.
Yeah, and
Kevin has said the same thing.
I still don't understand their thought process on some of these releases. I mean, why would you this Hulkbuster?
Yeah.
Why did we need another one?
Because they're testing our limits.
Did the first one sell so well that they thought they needed
I think the $120 one was a good seller, and it was a good set.
Right.
Is that how much it was? 120?
Something like that, yeah. We don't need
I think they thought if they made a bigger one, it would sell too. And they probably knew it wouldn't sell as many as the other, but they were looking for the people that would be willing to spend that money. Well, you can't raise it by three or four times the price.
Right. Yeah. So it's obvious again, reading the book, that they talk about how there's, and I think it's because they do a lot of kid testing. So kids want to play with action figures or dolls, right? They seem to be obsessed with these construction type things, these construction type buildable figures and stuff. We've seen them over and over. And I think this
mechs, you mean like
mechs, or I guess Hulkbuster is a mech. I mean, I think of him as a character as Iron Man, but yeah, he's a mecha because it's a suit, right? But they seem to be just there's how many Rock Raider, there was Exo Force. There's several of these where they just kind of went through those. They just can't get away from it. And I think it's because we forget that they're still trying to sell to kids.
Yeah.
Right. We think they should be selling to us.
Well, kids just have bad taste today.
Well, that may be. Well, there ain't no kid buying this. Nobody's going out mowing grass.
The kids are like I have one of all my grandkids. I have one that really enjoys building with Lego. So I buy her Lego sets, and she will sit down and I just gave her one for Christmas, and she sent me pictures. She left a note for her mama to send Papa a picture because she built it all by herself. It was a friend's 400-piece set. She was so proud of herself. But she will take it apart, throw all those pieces with all the other pieces she has from the sets that we've gotten her, and she will just sit there and build. So they don't really care what the set is that they get.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids like that. I think I mentioned this before about the lady. I was in the Lego store, and she wanted to give me all of her kids' Lego sets because she was mad because they fall apart and they break, and then they never play with them again. I'm like, I think that's a minority of people, but I think this is why you see a lot of stuff at Goodwill,
right?
In
probably so.
Facebook Marketplace is the kids build it, they play with it until the pieces fall apart, and then they don't have the creativity to build something else, and then the parents get tired of it, and they're like, I need to get rid of this. It's cluttering up the house.
Or they build it and put it on the shelf, and their parents think they don't play. They spent this money on these toys, and they don't play with it.
That's true. So we have not repeated. I'm trying to think how I'm going to put this. we grew up when Lego was new as a company. I mean, I wasn't new. I mean, I wasn't born in the 50s, but it was the 70s. It was really kind of new to the United States, right?
Yeah, I didn't realize how new Enfield, Connecticut was when I was reading about Susan Williams in 1975 and 1976 in the back of the catalog, and I'm like, there's only a few years of that.
I think when I grew up in the early 80s is when they were figuring it out, and the classic space was really good, the castles were really good, the minifigure. And even the town, was it town back then?
Mm-hmm. It was town,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. They were really good, and the sets were like, you go to the store and each theme had one big set.
Yeah.
And that would be on the shelf for 3 years because they didn't come out with new sets. So you could cut grass or try to save money to buy $100 set.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just so much now.
I think the way we played, right, versus the way our kids played versus the way our grandkids play, I think is changed. I free built quite a bit, right?
Me too.
Dakota only free builds when he's here, right? Because there's an excess amount of Lego at his house because his parents, my daughter, they built the set and now it goes on a shelf. Now he's allowed to play with those, but if it's a boat, you're playing with a boat, right? If he's got Jurassic Park sets, he's playing dinosaurs, right? And when they get to the point where they've either come apart enough or I have a tub over here that's wrote on the top Dakota's old Lego sets, and I just keep putting them in there when they've decided that they've come off the shelf, just like you're talking about. They go to Goodwill or something. Well, in my case, they're coming to Papa's house, and I'm nostalgic enough to know that tub may sit there for 30 years, but at some point he's going to go, I am so glad Papa saved that.
Do the instructions come with the tub?
Well, I'm going to have to get on her about that because
you can try to piece them back together.
Well, I won't spend my time piecing them back together, but I will save the instructions for them. They'll go right in the tub with them.
Yeah.
So
my daughter will be the same way. I know that Milo.
Earl froze again.
No, no. I'm here.
I can see Earl.
You're back. He's back. He's back.
I could see that in Dakota will be in his early 30s. And hey, Papa, did you save my? Yeah, here's your tub. I got this whole basement that's mine. But here, take your tub.
I forget. I was watching somebody the other day talking about their childhood collection, how their mom had gotten rid of it. But that's when you go to that period when you become a teenager or you get busy with things and you didn't necessarily lose interest in Lego. You just weren't as involved in it.
Right.
And then
that's what happened to me.
You become an adult and you want to go back and, mom threw them out because you didn't play with them for 10 years.
But our parents didn't know.
No, nobody knew.
No.
Our parents don't have nostalgia for toys because the toys that they had were not.
Look, I have a bad habit of watching these. There's a couple picker videos I watch, and I see some of the stuff and it's like stompers. You remember the old stomper cars?
Oh yeah.
Those things are worth a lot of money now. I probably had 20 of those cars. I had the track, and it's like, that's something that the only thing I really took from my grandma's house where all my stuff was my Lego. Everything else would just stay in the attic. When they passed away and they sold the house, it probably just got shoveled out with everything else when they were cleaning up.
Right. Well, it was our parents that were figuring out that the stuff might be worth something in a time, and now we're hypersensitive to it, right?
Yeah.
That's why we have basements full of sealed boxes because we're like, oh, we're going to save this because I know Dakota's going to want this stuff back in 30 years.
Yeah. So, houses were smaller. And I guess they're going to go back to being smaller now because of how expensive everything is now. But so I remember my mom, she was born in 1940. And she said when she was a kid, like less than 10, she remembers them having stacks of comic books.
Oh, wow.
And like, because, they were a nickel or a dime or whatever. It's like, what would those, but they treated them like we do magazines. You read them and then you throw them out.
Mm-hmm.
And so, those would have been worth who knows what if they weren't overly handled. But nobody thought to save those things. That's why those things are so expensive today. It's like these people that collect Lego. The reason that all this old stuff is so expensive, people didn't think to save the complete set or not even open the set. People bought the set, they opened it, they threw the box away.
Right.
And it's different. I mean, I got other things. I was looking at some photographs, and on my other channel, I collect Tomy trains, and I had collected these that came out in the 70s. They're called merry-go trains. I found a picture. We had the set. I don't even remember it, but we had it. It was for my little brother. But I was like, I had that set, but we probably threw it away.
Yeah. So, was 2022 a good year?
Yes, I think it was.
It was a real good year for Jabbo. He got a brand new grandson.
That's the best thing ever.
So did I.
You did too. Yes. Dang it, I forgot about that.
I actually gave my daughter the Year of the Tiger set.
Yeah.
I gave that to her for him, and she actually came to visit. I gave it. I said, "Here, take this to Daniel." I'm thinking she's going to put it up or put it on the shelf, and then when he gets older, she sends me a picture of it. She built it.
That's funny.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I was say the early part of the year. I remember. How we did our bracket, which was from.
Was that this year?
Well, it included up to 2021. So it was in 2021.
Yeah.
Right. So it included 64 years of Lego from 1958 to 2021. And I was like, early on in 2022, I was like, man, they've made so many good sets in 2022. But by the end of 2022, the fire hose had been turned on me so much with these sets that I actually got burned out.
Right.
That I didn't enjoy. Even though I wanted to buy some of these, I felt like the joy had been taken away from me.
Yeah. Well, I know it hit you when you didn't buy the castle after all the build up and waiting on the castle, and when it came out, you still haven't bought it, have you?
No, I'm waiting on clearance.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know the castle ever go on clearance.
It probably won't.
I think you might just have to save your VIP to get it or to put towards it, but when you didn't get that, I was like, oh, we might have a problem here. So, which leads me to do you guys think we could challenge each other? How about a no buy January?
Well,
I can't.
I've lost because January 1. I know I'm buying.
I have to get the BlackTron promotion.
Yep.
And the modular.
Yes.
Now, if I can get those in one purchase.
Well, I'm not worried about the modular. You got a year and a half to get the modular. I mean, you don't have to be a day one on that. Now, the gift with
don't
purchase,
have to be.
That gift with purchase, though, you have.
The gift with purchase won't be a day one. The gift with purchase will be mid-month when it gets the technical real release of it.
Now, what if I use my VIP points to buy the modular?
That's not a purchase. As long as it, and we could look, we could give rules. If you buying something on clearance, maybe that doesn't count. If you're buying something specifically for your BrickLink store, maybe that doesn't count. I'm talking about BrickLink shopping for a new set. Can we do it?
All these exceptions. It's like I can still buy like thousands of dollars worth of sets.
I mean, you did it for 3 months, didn't you?
I did. I mean, I legitimately went from August. I think it was more than 3 months. I went without buying anything other than using VIP points or people sent me stuff.
Was that on purpose or just because you were burnt out? Or just didn't like anything?
No, I think he made comments that he had spent so much, he was burnt out a little bit, and he was not buying any Lego because he had so much in his basement that he didn't know what he had. He made some reasons why.
And families encouraging me not to buy so much.
I mean, that's
But it actually, as it went on, it was actually a little easier. And I did miss some things in that period. I think there were some special promotions that I missed out on.
That's probably what the gift with purchases would probably be your.
But as time went on, it was a little easier to not buy. And then, of course, the modular comes out in January, and then it snowballs again. But I am so proud of that accomplishment, not only because I did it, but also because Lego ended up laying off 1,400 employees after that.
So what do you think, Joey?
We could try, but I'm going to lose.
I mean,
I'm going to be like Kramer. I'm out.
So what's coming out in January? I cannot buy old stuff, even if you wanted to take BrickLink out of it.
Okay, so if we don't buy now, if you get packages that you've already bought, like you just bought something, I think when we get off this, I'm liable to go buy the mansion in the castle. But so we'll receive that in January, whatever. That's right. You purchased it before, so no BrickLink. The only exception to making a Lego order would be so we don't miss out on the BlackTron. Because we don't want to miss out on that. So that we may have.
How about this? You can only buy one day.
Okay. Oh. All right. So that could get your BlackTron gift with purchase.
Is the BlackTron going to be a gift with purchase day one for the?
I don't know if it's day one. I don't know when.
Yeah, it
doesn't make calendars anymore.
It hasn't said when yet. It hasn't been. No. It could be February. It could be March, and then we'll be in the clear.
So, well, that's true, because BrickTsar posted that the Chinese New Year set with the purple hard hat or purple helmet and their packs is already available in Europe, but won't be available here till like the 8th. I don't have a calendar set.
I'm not a day one on that. Are you buying that day one?
Not buying it at all.
I'm not buying. Yeah, because I hate to.
I do want it because of the floats, because that's right up my mind. But the more I'm looking at this, I might wait to the end of the year and it'll be on clearance like the ones were this year.
It could be, yeah. What is the number for the helmet? Is because it's been on sale in Europe for a week now? I'm wondering if they're already on sale.
I don't know. I'm wondering if that's why those parts hit. But I don't know how to search it like you guys. I looked up helmet and I found it. I found the helmet and I clicked it and it was only available in 4 colors.
Right. Well, they may not be released on BrickLink yet. They may not have released that color, because Lego kind of controls BrickLink a little tighter now.
Yeah, like the Hulkbuster still isn't on BrickLink.
They still don't have the part out on it?
Mm-mm. I bet you the Black Panther would be a good one. I don't even know if it's on there yet. It's been out longer, I think.
Do we know, is that going to be, it's a true space helmet, isn't it? It's not going to be a motorcycle helmet?
I think it's, it's not the thick one.
Right. Oh, well, this is going to take too long because I don't know the number off the top of my head. I guess I should have looked up Space Person. So, yeah, okay. So we get one purchase in January, and then we got the rest of the month.
Yeah.
No purchases.
That I won't make an order unless that gift with purchase comes. But I mean, and
then we're excluding, because I'm hoping. I don't know, but
now if you find
excluding stuff for BrickLink store.
Yeah,
right?
if you find a clearance deal for your BrickLink store, that doesn't count because technically that's not for you.
Right.
I mean, even though it is, but it's not your.
So if I want to buy a Black Panther bust to part out, I just saw what the part out value is of it.
Is it super high still?
Yeah.
I tell you what, I could kick myself in the tail because that Star Wars set I told you about at Sam's,
right?
It was $16. It parted out for $112, I think.
Yeah, I wish I could.
I went by Sam's today, and I'm like, I don't have a membership.
And I started to buy. I started to buy 4 of them, and I told my wife, I said, I really don't have the money. She says, I know. She says, if you would show me that you're making money, I said, I do. The problem is I turn around and I spend it all. I never take nothing back out of it.
Right.
Okay.
So I said, okay, I won't get them. And then when we drove away, I said, I should have got 10 of those because I could have spent $160 and put $1,600 in my BrickLink store.
Right.
Do you know how to look at your all-time sales on BrickLink?
No.
So if you go to your orders,
well, here I'll show it on the screen. You to walk us through it.
Well, I don't want you to reveal like confidential information. I don't know if people's. Let me look.
All right, you talk me through it, and I'll just keep doing it, and then when we get to a spot that you want to talk about something.
So I go to orders.
Yeah, I'm going to look on here. Yeah, you go to your orders.
Okay.
Your orders. Go to filed. Wait a minute.
Wait, filed. Where's that?
Filed. At? So top right, there's a couple of things at the top right.
I see it.
Filed. And then you go down to the bottom of filed. There's mass feedback post, mass drive-through, and download.
Okay.
You go to download and you choose a date that's like before you started selling. I usually go I go to 2004 for me.
So you talking about in the drop-down boxes?
It says include only orders, and I do like January 2004 to now. That's all you got. All you got to do is change that first one. Yeah.
Wait, so you went filed at the top, and then I got drop-down boxes.
Wait, file at the top. Where's he at?
No, he's back one page. Back
okay, let me go back.
Go to filed and go down here. You see the download at the bottom?
No. Oh, no.
All the way at the bottom down here.
Oh, I may have to. See, I don't even have any orders showed up like that.
Under filed?
Yeah, I just have a blank page. I got current, and then I hit filed.
It shouldn't be blank.
Well, do you file your orders?
No.
That's why he doesn't have it.
No, because my orders always say they're going to be purged from the system after so many days.
I didn't realize if you didn't file them, you lost them.
I didn't realize you could file them.
That's how I keep up with what I haven't shipped yet.
Oh,
as soon as I ship one and feedback it and I've marked it as ship, I file it immediately.
I see. I didn't know you could file it. I see the little checkbox. Yeah.
So I never knew that. I thought it would keep a record of them.
So I can go back, like on my current orders, I can go back. I don't know how far back I can go. I can go September, August, June. I can go back to August of 2020.
But do you not have the option to download at the bottom?
I have it. If I have it under, I don't have it if I hit filed. If I hit filed, the screen's blank. If I go under current, then I do have the option to download.
Okay, go to that. Go to current and download.
Okay,
and then, in new orders. Because I don't think I was filing them in the early days. And it does have all of my orders. And the time before you started selling.
Okay.
And then you hit download. I don't know if you want to show everybody everything.
Well, I mean, what's it showing?
It'll show you how much you've made at the very bottom. You see, before you see all your tabs, you got your shipping, your total, your tax, your base grand total quarter cost of the items, and then you can see which all BrickLink users are no longer users because it'll say BL user if they don't have an account anymore. Total. But at the very bottom, it'll tell you how much you've made.
Okay,
that's under the break. Let's see. I got order total, base grand total. Which column is it? Order total.
It's going to be the lower of the two big numbers will be what you make. Because you got shipping,
the one where it's hiding underneath this thing.
So it's basically your order total.
There.
Yeah. So you have So that column and the first column are like added together. That's where you get the other amount.
Right. Yeah.
So, do you know how to see the value of your inventory?
Yes.
In inventory, yeah.
So when I I've been selling on BrickLink since 2004. The value of my inventory is less than what I've made. So, and that's my reasoning. Okay, I'm doing okay. I've made more on BrickLink than my current inventory.
I see. Yes. Okay.
Joey and I haven't.
Yeah, probably not. No.
No, Joey and I haven't.
No.
And I have, as I've grown, I've noticed that the more parts I have in my inventory, logically, and I get more sales.
So, but you're looking at your current value, right?
Yeah.
Versus the amount of money that you made.
You spent. Yeah.
Well, okay, so there's an interesting question, because how are you putting in your cost?
It's like, it's either current inventory average or 6 months average.
That's you're doing that.
No, you're talking about my cost. I don't.
Yeah.
No, that says I purchase. It's not.
Well, correct, but I have never found a way.
I don't see that on here. I don't see that.
I may get. Maybe this isn't good advice, but it's like what I spend.
Right.
That's one column. What I make is another. I mean, and then the inventory is what the inventory is. I don't have a separate my cost thing for each individual element.
Right. Well, you could but BrickLink can put that in. In fact, that's one of these columns here, isn't it?
I don't. How am I going to know that what my cost is because I bought sets?
Yeah, order cost. Yeah, so like a lot of mine just say 0.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that because it's not worth it for me to figure out.
Well, there's no way to input it unless you do it piece by piece.
Right.
I don't have an order cost column. What column?
Those are some columns you can add, Earl. So there's things.
Oh yeah, the first
you can select what things are in those columns,
right?
Or what columns you have. Yeah.
Well, because I always thought it would be handy that let's say I'm parting out. I don't know. Let's say I'm parting out 10 sets. I paid $10 for them, and there's whatever 100 pieces in each one. That works out to whatever that is, a penny a piece or something per part, whatever that is. It would be nice if I could just default that in when I'm parting them out. It's like, okay, here's my cost, and put it in, and then it just spreads that out. Whether it's a minifigure head or a 1x1 round stud.
Yeah.
So you get taxed on what profit you have.
Yo, I get that. Yeah.
And so that's a way. That's one way of figuring it out.
Yeah.
Is like, this is what the average cost of those parts were. This is what I sold them for. The difference is my cost my profit minus your fees,
right,
and everything else. But the other way to do it is, I bought this stuff for this amount, and I sold this, and it's like you don't worry about the cost of what you sold. It's just you got it out and an in.
Well, that's probably the way most people are doing it anyway, and that's how. Well, this will be my first year actually doing, because this is the first year that the store's been open. I've only been doing it for a year, right?
Yeah.
So this will be there will be an expenses, which is the cost of the sets. I got all of that cost, and like you said, it doesn't matter that maybe I sold 10% of these sets and 2% of it. Don't matter. My cost was $5,000, and if I made $6,000, I have $1,000 in profit.
Right. But when you start a business, and the IRS understands this, when you start a business, sometimes the first couple of years on paper, you can show a loss.
Yeah.
That would give you a tax credit. So to say you sold $8,000, you spent $10,000.
Right.
Plus you had other hidden expenses. Wear and tear on your car, supplies, shipping supplies, containers. You could have a huge tax loss. In the first couple of years I did this, I actually had a loss, but now there's a profit. So then there's tax on that profit. And, these big stores like Pops, he's dealing with 6 figures on 2 different sites, but he spends a lot. I don't know if you've seen one of his vlogs a few months ago. He spent $10,000 just on BrickLink buying these minifigure parts that he's going to turn around and sell on eBay. But he's got a system and it works, and he's very good at keeping good records, so he can figure all that out. But
yeah,
I think next year I'm hoping they change the law. But I mean, I've been filing even before this law. PayPal will not, like this year for 2022, if you made less than $20,000, you will not get a 1099 from PayPal or any of the other sites that do that. I think it's eBay, since they got their own payment system. You could theoretically get one if you made more than 20,000. But next year they're changing it in the United States to 600.
Right.
Which hobby sellers, that's going to affect almost all hobby sellers. I mean,
right, because you're going to have to claim it.
So I guess January I'll start saving receipts.
Yeah. Yeah. So keep that in mind as we're starting this new year, 2023. If you're a casual seller, don't get caught. Like if you just sell stuff every now and then, you're not really in it to do it regularly. All it takes is selling one set for $600, and you're going to get a form from PayPal or whatever service you used.
Right.
Unless the law changes before then.
Yeah, well, I doubt it does.
That's your. But I mean, all those people now, when you got their stimulus money, this is what they threw in to kind of silence your complaints about it.
Well, we've been going for an hour and a half. Did we miss anything in the? No, don't be sorry.
No, we actually had show notes this week. We had some good notes. All right, let me cue up the comments.
All right. Another 2-hour episode.
It's all right.
It's fine. I like it.
Oh, so Joey, did you buy all those parts packs he had, or did you pick and choose from them?
I picked and choose.
I did pick and choose?
Yes. Yeah. I didn't buy everything he had. He had a lot of British ones that I didn't have, and I thought about them, but they're a little bit out of my wheelhouse. So
I could have started something new.
I think the most interesting thing in that is I was kind of listening while I was at work. Don't tell anybody. But I thought you said something about the one with the 2x4 red brick.
He did.
I did.
It's rare.
He did.
I did.
The infamous rare brick.
It is. And it isn't a joke. I mean,
it's for real.
It is for real. A red 2x4 box is harder to find. I've got all kinds of black ones and
what about white?
Do you need a white one?
I'm just saying because red and white were the two most common colors in regular sets, and maybe they sold the blue and the yellow and the black in those little boxes because they weren't usually in the other sets.
Well, that's always been kind of my wonder. Is it because the red was so prevalent in the rest of the sets that they just didn't make as many? And
or maybe they did, and people weren't. Well, I already got a bunch of red bricks. Why am I going to buy some more?
Right, which means then what happened to all those boxes?
Yeah,
right. So
those little teeny tiny pieces of paper. I want to know what happened to all those. The little the that go in the little window. That you said they fall out.
Yeah. I don't know those. Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Those are the cost.
Rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many of those do you have?
Without the paper?
No, with the paper.
A dozen.
Oh, that's
just off the top of my head. But I have another dozen that are empty, that don't have, and some of those they just cellophane shrink wrapped them. They didn't have like a lid on the box. It was, it is a deep rabbit hole. It's a deep rabbit hole.
Chris Cummings, if I had a dime for every time my parents told me they were not going to buy me a set of encyclopedias, I never asked for those.
Never asked.
Thorak Videos, fantastic episode as always. About the purple spaceman, I do believe Lego put the purple guy in the set on purpose, but not out of greed. Old space stuff doesn't sell well enough for it to be an interesting incentive for Lego. A Lego designer put the purple guy in because they want to give the space fans something to get excited about. We often hear how designers include little things in sets as Easter eggs. That could be very possible. Very possible.
So what he's saying is they didn't do it to trick us into buying an expensive
No, what he's
set.
saying is they did it as an Easter egg, like the designer threw it in.
I thank the designer for doing it because he's going to design that set whether it had a purple helmet or not. So
right.
I think Jamie was quoted in the book because he was the big
modular guy.
Yes, right. I think he was quoted in the book as saying there was a small set that Lego had noticed that why is this part so expensive on the secondary market, which tells me they're watching the secondary market. And one of the designers said, it's because this was limited. It was only in this one set, whatever. And the designer or something, they said, and they threw that particular part in that particular color in a small set. And then just to add those parts to the inventory.
So kind of to get off topic a little bit, did you watch the Lego Masters finale?
Yes.
So did you notice that? So Jabbo, they're down to 3 teams, so there's six contestants left. So each one of them must have, before the show, told them their childhood first set or favorite set.
Yes.
So they all come out and they present them. They give them these sets because they have to incorporate something from those sets into their master build.
Right.
So they've got all these great sets. One guy's got a not a Galaxy Explorer, but an old space
one of
set
the other
like
space
that,
sets,
right?
yeah.
And they got all these great sets. This one little guy, he's got like a little Lego town set. It's like a 40-piece set. And you're just thinking you could have named any set. No.
I'd have been on there with a tipper truck.
A tipper truck, you would have, yeah. But you notice that when I think it was a space set, one of them they opened up and all the pieces were in like Ziploc bags, and the only thing I could think is, somebody went BrickLink shopping.
I was about to say, they just went and got some used ones. They didn't.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, they weren't brand new.
No, they weren't brand new. They looked good. They looked
good.
They looked old, shelf worn. But it was just the thought of all these nice sets these kids, and then this one little guy, he gets this little dinky set.
Yeah.
Dude Jude, hey Earl, Jabbo, and Joey, good one, guys. Hope y'all made it through the blizzard. We did. We did.
And so did the tipper truck.
Keep up the good work. Yeah, did you time lapse that or stop motion it?
Yeah, so I film with a phone. I have one of those wireless chargers connected to the phone on the tripod.
Okay.
I did a time lapse.
Okay.
So it's only taking a picture.
Took 25 hours.
Jeez.
To make a 25-second time lapse. And I was like, I thought this time lapse was at least going to be a few minutes long.
Right.
And it's like I saw that it was only 25 seconds. I was like, what happened? But it's all there. I didn't lose anything.
So
I made a video where I expanded it. I slowed the time lapse down to about a minute to see the ice melting.
I'm surprised your phone recorded for 25
Yeah, it did not. I kept checking it. It recorded for 25 hours.
Wow. Wow.
iPhone 10.
Wow.
Wow.
But I had it on charge the whole time.
Yeah.
Kai Lehman, for Pearl Gold, I keep the two versions separate. The very early pieces, probably from the Exo Force era, are much darker than the current ones and usually have some greenish tone.
Mm-hmm.
I've only seen a few pieces in between, and those are usually exotic molds. Another color going crazy is blue. I'm not sure if the color has changed or basically every piece discolors after a few years. Of my pre-2000 pieces, not even 10% have the same shade like the ones fresh out of the box. And don't even ask for all the turquoise 2x4 bricks without cross supports. So, Joey, you're the plastic guy. Does plastic discolor over time?
UV light will kill it.
Is it common? Okay.
Yeah.
So
what about new? Like
new in box.
like new that they don't have consistent colors or
dark colors are tough, right? It's hard for them to keep that consistent. So in the molding process, and especially batch to batch, although it's hard for me to believe we're getting batch mix-ups at the brick level, but it's possible, I guess. But yeah, batch to batch, the colors can be vary a little. It's tough to hold. I mean, everything we make in a color has a tolerance, plus or minus. So if you go one piece to the negative side of the color and then one piece to the positive side of the color, there's a visual difference, even though it's still in spec. But you know,
and I guess for castle people with the gray, it's not a big deal. But I just started piecing together something that has a lot of yellow and reddish brown. And I started by getting pieces out of my store, and then I needed some yellow pieces, so I went to my bulk, and it's like the color difference.
Well, that's kind of a thing, you know, even you know, because I've done space is the one that I usually do the most when I piece them together. It's just because that's, you know, it's the thing I do. But yeah, I have separated out light bluish gray into multiple colors of light bluish gray, you know, or the old, not light bluish gray, but light gray, because they're different.
I love the way now we're getting so popular that Jabbo can't mention what he's parting together, so nobody can beat him to it.
No.
Oh, I didn't say what it was.
I know.
No, you didn't.
And I will say this: I doubt that you can do what I'm building. Because I haven't. I'll go look and see if these instructions are online. But I don't think I saved a PDF. I printed them out, and I need to go look and see if these are online. I'll go check after. But yeah, I didn't. I purposely did. Yeah, I didn't tell you.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
It's not. It's all common pieces though.
Chris Cummings again. I love watching part out videos. I like seeing the big piles of the same part in the bins. Lego is the only hobby of mine, and I have stopped telling people about my hobby because whenever I do, they always ask me, "Do you design your own mocks and make a lot of money?" I get tired of hype, and I've heard you guys talk about how much work it is to run a Bricklink store. Late in 22, I started my plan for 23 to part together some sets. So far, I'm trying to part together the Republic Frigate. After seeing Jabbo part together one of those Star Destroyers, I wish Lego would release an update of one of those sets. I'm kind of upset that Andor is over with. Does that mean they will only get one Lego set for that show? Maybe we'll have a Star Destroyer set for Ahsoka. You know, I got to confess, I still haven't watched Andor.
Really?
We started it, and I think we were going somewhere, so we didn't get to the end. Oh no, we watched the first episode, but we were going somewhere, so we kind of really wasn't into it, and we've never went back and.
I don't know if it's for everybody, but it's well written.
It's good.
It may not have the pacing that everybody wants, but I think it's better than any of the recent movies.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I really liked Obi-Wan. I really enjoyed
Obi-Wan. Yeah,
Obi-Wan
was good.
Andor's
again, it's kind of the same pacing or whatever of Rogue One. It's different, right? It's not like Rogue One, but it's Rogue One was so much different than the regular Star Wars movies, and this is the same way.
Yeah, I liked Rogue One too.
Yeah.
So he likes part out videos. That's because we were talking about it last time, and Jabbo said he was gonna do a part out video.
I need to do one, but I just don't. And it's just.
I've got a box. I got a single set over there that I want to part out.
You have a phone that records for 25 hours.
Yeah.
So just park it on the tripod and point it before you start.
Yeah. It'll be in the living room while I'm watching Law and Order. So.
Dun dun.
Okay, Dan.
Oh, I'm kind of mad at Law and Order, like 12 years after the fact, or 20 years after. They keep changing my characters that I like. So anyway, hashtag 2004.
Dan Dugdale, great show as per usual, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Season greetings from the UK. Question for you: if you were in charge of the Lego Corporation for one day, What one change would you like to make? I'm guessing make more trains might be one of the answers. Absolutely. We've talked about it several times. It's not only make trains, it's make the train add-on packs or the add-on things for your trains.
I would fire the marketing department. That'd be my one move.
I got to get you guys. I'm going to have to mail this book to you guys. You guys got to read this book. It ain't going to change what you think about Lego, but it is interesting. It's interesting.
You know, there's always stuff like that the masses don't understand about what goes on behind the scenes.
Well, it's like if I was the CEO of a company, I wouldn't know what to do. If I was in charge of Lego, I know what I like. I don't know what would be best for the company. So it's as fans, we can get passionate about our part of the hobby that we like, but that's not necessarily going to be the best for everybody that likes that hobby or for the company that needs to make a profit to keep their business going so that we can buy their products. But they still do stuff that we don't understand.
So this is kind of might be a little off topic, but so Walmart had a lot of sets on clearance prior to Christmas.
Yes.
Is it because the last run of clearance sat so long? Or because they had so much to clearance the last run?
Maybe they're doing a better job of not having an overstock after the holidays. Maybe they figure that's what they need to do.
Me and my boss, we always, the way our company does markdowns, we get so frustrated because we always talk about your first loss is your best loss.
Okay.
Instead of marking it down and moving it and dealing with it, and every time you touch it, you're technically spending labor on it, so your cost is going up. So just mark it down and get rid of it and be done with it. And I think maybe they went the 20% off route, and they had so much that 20% off wasn't enough, but they were stuck on 20% off. So now this time they might have went 20% off prior to Christmas. So they had parents taking advantage of it before Christmas. So after Christmas, there probably won't be as much available.
Maybe.
I don't know. Just food for thought. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Xavier G, I enjoyed hearing all of those Bricklink stories. I found out about those 1x1 tiles with printing on the cars from the Speed series. I believe the Ferrari and the Nissan have a couple, and I found out while building, so I had to break down and turn the bricks so you don't see the picture. Happy New Year, guys. More trains in 23. We sure hope so.
We do.
Jabo, I tell you about those. I forgot to tell you at Sam's, they also had $8 speed champions, and one of them was,
I think you did tell me about.
Okay.
You told me about the $8 speed champions. Yeah.
The Aston Martin, you could have just.
And I would have bought 100 of those.
Yeah, they're probably still there. I mean, it might be worth getting your Sam's membership.
Yeah, I guess it would. Yeah, you would have to buy a lot to pay for it.
Let's see. The Swedish Oak. All three of you should do more part out videos. We should. We should. Maybe since we're gonna have our January challenge, maybe we will do a part out video.
Well, maybe that's what we need to do. Is we just all need to do a part out video in January.
Yeah.
Make that a challenge too.
So leave a comment on one of my part out videos, and I might do a part out video.
No, go back and find his part out.
There are part out videos.
There are part out videos. There's one where he has game boxes all over his living room floor. Mm-hmm. Find that one and leave him a comment, and he'll do another one.
Yes. There you go.
Jabba. Oh, this is Mayo. Mayo says my family still owns encyclopedias, but we don't read them anymore. Yeah, some people just don't want to get rid of them. They're in that bookshelf at the end of your hall, or
Yep.
There's a lot of people that are about to celebrate their 10-year YouTube anniversaries, including yours truly. I just saw that, Mayo.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, because Jabo inspired them to create channels. I have similar opinions about not being able to search videos by oldest upload dates.
I don't know why they got rid of that feature, because it used to be neat to go back and I used to like to go see what people, how they started.
Right. Yeah.
Like some of the other channels that aren't even related to Lego. I like to go see what
you think it's doing. Like, something that like Mr. Beast or somebody posted, because some of Mr. Beast, my understanding is some of his first videos were pretty cringy. Just as far as quality being like super
I have a news
low.
flash for you, Joey.
Yeah.
All of his
Well, I get that, but I mean compared to the stuff that all of mine.
It's not for me. I will tell you that.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah, but I'm just saying that the quality difference from some of their first is just
he had the right idea of what the goal that he was trying to reach and how he went about it. And the thing that I appreciate about Mr. Beast is I think he's done it in a way that's not like as bad as some of these others.
Yes, I agree.
I think it's mostly wholesome, and I know he talks about a lot about money.
It's a lot about money, but he gives back a lot.
Yes, he legit, and they're not. These aren't fake, because there are people that say they give to charity. I think he actually does, and that's why he has some of these businesses behind him doing these things. So I would rather have a Mr. Beast than a Logan Paul.
Right.
Yeah. Logan Paul is scamming people and still on the platform. Anyway, there's my rant.
Chris Cummings, as I remember, Seinfeld was always interrupted with show writer strikes, and I'm one of those who wasn't very happy with the way the show officially ended. Well, the thing about the finale for Seinfeld was they thought it was a smart way to bring back all of the cameos from all of the characters that were throughout the year. So they, it was a goofy concept, but the courtroom brought back all those characters.
Right.
And so you have to enjoy it for what it was and not bash it for what it wasn't,
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you can have it's such a good comedy. I don't care what anybody says. It was a really, really good show that you can sometimes have too high expectations for.
Sure, absolutely.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Just like movie sequels. Correct.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Although one of my favorite episodes is from the last season with George and Frogger.
The Frogger is a good one.
There was a lot of good episodes. There was a couple. The other one was the one with the parade where they end up meeting each other. They have to go to the bathroom and they go look at the apartment so they could use the bathroom, and they all meet each other. Was it the Latin Day parade where they got stuck in traffic? They got stuck in traffic. They couldn't go.
I don't remember that one.
You don't remember that one? So they go use the restroom. They act like they're going to buy this apartment. But they all go at different times and they run into each other.
Yeah.
Who was Pennypacker? Pennypacker was they all had code names. It was pretty good.
I got to go back. We've been rewatching some of them.
Yeah,
I like
that was a good
Bizarro World.
Yeah. Dunkster, it would be very useful if the piece count does not get standardized around Lego, BrickLink, and BrickSet. In the past, I've done videos and taken the piece count from the Lego website or the box itself and been told in the comments the piece count is wrong because they're quoting BrickSet. So Dunkster's, when he buys Lego, it doesn't have
the piece on it, right. Mm-hmm. BrickLink and BrickSet do not usually put the accurate piece count.
Yeah.
And newsflash, neither does Lego.
Right.
So yeah.
Was it the NBA figures? You couldn't. There's no way you could come up with 13.
No, it is like whatever the piece. Oh, and this Duplo train set I did. I don't know if it. So, yeah, I haven't published it as we're filming this. I don't know if that one is public to the whole public, but I just realized after I filmed the video, the box said 11 pieces. BrickSet and BrickLink say something, or BrickLink at least says something different.
Steve Bricker, purple space pieces are definitely the designer using Easter eggs. I no longer have my encyclopedias because I could not spell. You know what?
How do you spell encyclopedia?
That's funny, Steve, because how many teachers you would ask how to spell something, they would say, "Go look it up," and I would be like, "How am I gonna look it up if I can't?" Gives a Star Wars collector Merry Christmas. Looking forward to Great 23. Well, so are we. And we're going to start it off with a bang and not buy anything. SG, I enjoyed the show while putting up a train track in our living room.
There you go.
It can stay for 1 week.
Oh.
We rearranged the table and sofa so I have a clear space of about 20 meters squared, or 215 square feet. It will contain 39 switches, a single span bridge of 20 straight track made out of 80 straight track, 2 arch bridges with a span of 6 straight track each, a lot of curves because half my straight track is in the bridges, and about 10 bricked intersections. Arch bridges is on rebrickable. The long bridge will be in about a week.
Wow.
Now going back to catch up on the old podcast while counting my build, I love the dad joke, so here's mine. What is yellow and black and hurts a lot if you catch it in your eye? My new Lego D11 cat I got for Christmas and birthday. Happy holidays from Belgium and hope you can keep yourselves warm.
Yeah, you
Happy
don't want to get an eye for that set.
Let me tell you, that sounds like it took him a week to set that track up.
Yeah, no doubt.
Wow.
So yeah, you see those types of videos, like Dunkster, for instance, did. It's like
Aldrin, isn't it? Aldrin or Arian? Aldrin brick? Is it Aldrin?
Yeah, those.
Yes.
And Banana Berman and Train Guys 659. Those are all hard to do. Hard videos to do. They're not as easy as they look.
What's the Lego by James though? He did one outside in the snow. Did you see that?
Yes, he did. Yep.
I'm watching that thing thinking. So you have to he had to dig the little trench out of the snow. Then he had to lay down all the track.
Yep.
We did one in the snow. I was very disappointed. Of course, we didn't do as probably much effort as he put into his, but yeah, we tried to make a roller coaster instead of a train out of the train track. Those videos, they didn't do too well.
Brian's Bricks, great show, encyclopedia. There you go. Contradicts the dragon with the purple minifigs, great. He needs that set. Beats, Breaks, and Bricks. San Dimas High School football rules.
San Dimas High School football rules. That's when you don't know the answer to something.
Yeah.
You don't know how to finish your speech. Just say that.
Just say that.
Square Rabbit, who I actually bought something from Whatnot from Square Rabbit on Whatnot. 45 Mardigrasman23 figs are overpriced, but I can barely sell sealed sets anymore, even when I'm priced under eBay. He's talking about his Whatnot auctions. I was getting 40 plus viewers with less followers. In the last 3 streams, I struggled to get 10 people looking. I'm going back to eBay because I refuse to play gambling games with minifigures. He's right. Yeah. It's all about having the right people in your stream, and they all want minifigs. And speaking of minifigs, Jabbo, you probably have a lot of Star Wars sets with a lot of expensive figs.
I do, and even some other sets like the.
You probably have a lot of
Apocalypseburg, the Joker Manor. Then I wanted to try to figure out what $100 minifigures I had.
You probably have a lot of sealed sets with expensive.
Yeah.
Because Joey and I, we weren't buying Star Wars. I was buying a lot of them.
I buy so much stuff that I don't open stuff for a long time, and it's probably true.
So if you made it this far, leave us a comment about our January challenge. Are you going to try to join us? Are we going to be successful?
You can only buy one day.
Buy one day.
Who will last the longest? What day do you choose? January 1st?
Nope.
January 15th?
Nope.
What is the day?
It's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be tough.
I can't wait till February so I can start telling everybody I won a contest.
That's it. I was thinking earlier. I was like, it's the contest. The Steinfeld reference.
I'm telling you, I'm out.
And you know what's funny is Joey saying he's gonna be the first one out. He probably went the longest without buying Lego from Lego Shop at Home.
I did. I wasn't like a choice. It just wasn't a lot for me to pick from that I wanted.
And you're gonna...
We can't even film one of these episodes without buying something.
I know. What the heck? All right, it's 2 hours.
Let's get out of here, guys. So, if you enjoy this show, be sure to give, especially Joey, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss these. Be sure to follow Earl, Mardigrasman23. I'm BrickTsar. I'm here all the time. And if you love this show, be sure to tell your friends. If you don't, Joey's going to eat your lunch.